Okay, welcome everyone. Kevin LaRocca here with Binary Pro Strategies. This is going to be a recap for the week ending on July 19, 2019. But before we get started, just to let you know, within the next week, I am going to have a Q&A night. It'll be an opportunity for you to come on board, ask me any questions you'd like to know about my methods and my strategies. Also, I will be providing some trades in the 5-minute Forex markets. So really good opportunity to have your questions answered. Also, you can watch some of my trades and judge for yourself whether you think it'd be something you'd be interested in getting involved with. Okay, so let's get started. I think overall this week was a fairly decent week. It wasn't the best week I've had, but it still ended up being a nice week. And let's take a look at some of these days and kind of go through it here for you. Okay, let's break this down day by day here. Now, I always start the week Sunday night. I start my trading. I am here every Sunday night, trade along with my students. Usually I'm here most nights because I'm just a big believer in night trading. I love night trading. It seems to be much easier for me to capture profits at night. And if you look at my results, we'll talk about that in a minute, you'll see that on a trade-by-trade basis, I do so much better at night than I do during the day. But nonetheless, okay, so we start with Sunday night. As you can see, Sunday night, $266. Not a big Sunday night. Obviously, I've had better Sunday nights. But tonight started off choppy. And even though I was focused mainly on my 4 main currency pairs, there's actually a total of 5 that come with the core strategy. The moves just didn't have a whole lot of conviction. So I had to be patient. And typically when this happens, if the EOM is really low, which it was tonight, typically what I'll do is I will tighten up. I do have one particular pattern that seems to be stronger than all the others. I resort back to that. I do continue to look at all the currency pairs, but usually if I need to tighten up even more than that, which I always recommend my students start off doing, is just stick with one currency pair. Mine is the Euro US, which I think is one of the biggest traded pairs globally. And I like to stick with that, and I tend to do quite well when I focus only on one pair. But in most days I'm trading I can't say all 6 pairs. There's a total of 7 that are offered by NADEX. I don't do a lot in the Canadian dollar. But the Euro Yen and the Pound Yen, I will do that. My 4 main are going to be the Aussie, the Euro, the Pound, and the Yen. So those are going to be my US Yen is going to be my 4 main that I really concentrate on. So anyhow, Sunday night, I mean, there are really 2 main core strategy patterns that seem to make my night, and I didn't do a whole lot of trading this Sunday night, but nonetheless, only spend 2 hours at night. I feel the best time to trade is any time after 7 p.m. Central, which would be 8 p.m. Eastern time. Anytime after that, I think that is probably going to be, in my experiences, the best time to trade. The hours between, 3 in the afternoon till 7 at night Central, I haven't done a whole lot of trading. I can't say for sure whether that's not a good time to trade, but it's something I don't really focus on. I just know coming back at 7 o'clock, I notice that the EOM picks up, markets smooth out, and trades tend to be a lot easier. So nonetheless, that's just the way it works with my particular strategy. Okay, so Monday morning, great EOM all day long, good follow through. Was trading mainly just 3 core patterns today as they develop. Why did I trade 3 and not all 5? It's only because that whenever I look at these markets in the morning and I look at the EOM, also kind of gives me an indication of what patterns I want to trade based on the EOM. And in this case, I was only trading 3 of them. I probably could have traded all 5, but I thought that was a little bit more aggressive than I wanted to be. And it still turned out to be a really nice day at $544. Also, keep in mind that all these trades that I'm talking about, and I'm going to show you the action on Friday, I'm making every single one of these trades. These are called out in advance. They are identified. You can identify them as a member. This is not something that's hard to do. It's actually a pretty easy strategy because it is based off of patterns that are clearly defined. My students see them. Obviously, I see them. And usually, I'm going to be making a trade whenever these patterns, particularly the strongest ones, do develop. And that's just kind of the way everything is set up. And these patterns do work very well. But the key is understanding EOM and understanding when to get in and when to stay out of the market. And my EOM, something that I developed, does a very good job of keeping me in the right markets and also keep me out when the markets don't offer a good opportunity to make any money. So nonetheless, good Monday morning. Monday night, the currencies ranged in a slow moving night. It was a slow mover all night long. The EOM was pretty predominantly hit and miss. But not a whole lot of trades. Still ended to make $212, which is not a great night, but not a bad night. And what I wanted to say is that, my morning sessions, I'm here from 8 a.m. till 3 p.m. Whereas at night, I'm only trading for 2 hours. So when you look at it that way, and you say, okay, you made $544 and you made $212. Well, this is only over a 2-hour period. This is over an 8-hour period. So you can see that the nights obviously are much stronger than during the day. So that's the way it is. If the only time you have the trade is at night, which seems to be the case with most of my students, you certainly that's an advantage. It's not a disadvantage if you can't trade during the day. Okay, so going on to, let's go to Tuesday morning. The morning once again started off with really strong EOM and lasted for most of the day. I mean, my Euro, US, Aussie, Pound, Yen all provided many setups. I used a 1:3 ratio. Basically, there are times when you want to add to your size if you're starting off with ones, which I always do. There are going to be times based on the sequence of my patterns, tells me when to add some size, and that means 1:3 ratio. Meaning I'll trade 3 contracts instead of 1. A lot of times I'll stagger into that. Sometimes I'll take them all at once, just depending on what the market is doing at that time. But nonetheless, ended up having a great day. 896. Anytime I do over 1,000, I think it's an awesome day. Many opportunities. I don't think I took them all because quite frankly, there's just too many to be made. There's, you've got, 6 main pairs that I look at, plenty of signals at each one of them. It's hard to make them all, particularly if two of them, 2 different pairs get a signal at the same time. It's hard to keep up with all of them. Nonetheless, a lot of opportunity. I know my students were making money today. They all did very well. And I mean, there was just opportunities left and right. So it turned out to be a really good Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning. Tuesday night, another strong night for the core strategy. Great EOM, a lot of really good setups. I think I traded a total of 4 of my patterns this night. You can see what I did over 2 hours is half what I did over 8 hours. So once again, that shows you the strength of the night trading. Okay, Wednesday, another tough session. Wednesday morning, it was tough. And I have to, because I wasn't getting a whole lot of follow through in these markets. And the EOM was just coming and going, so I'm trying to trade through it. Only after things started flowing a little bit better in the afternoon was I able to actually get things moving. 3 o'clock came, I was up $434. To me, that's decent compared to what it was doing because it was really choppy. Wednesday night was probably toughest trading session I've had in a long time. Basically, a lot of this was my issue because I was putting on some size early when I shouldn't have been putting on some size. Uh, my students were telling me they did well this night. I didn't do too good this night. So, it goes to show you that depending on how conservative you want to be, your results are going to be based on how conservative you are and how aggressive you want to be. I was a little aggressive tonight only because I was coming out of a tough morning and things were picking up. So I figured, hey, it's going to be great tonight. A little bit aggressive and paid the price, gave up, plus a little bit some of what I made this morning. So kind of a frustrating day. Spent all day to end up zero. So, I look at trading kind of like a paycheck, right? You go to work, you don't expect your employer to tell you, sorry, I appreciate all your hard work today, but I'm not going to pay you for it. That's kind of what it feels like to me. And you got to put your mindset into that. You want to come to work every day. You want to come to trading every day, expecting to get paid at the end of the day. And that's kind of the way I approach these markets. I see it as a job. This is not a hobby. This is something I take very serious, and I think the more serious you take it, the better results you're going to have. I think a lot of people do approach this as let's go out and have some fun, let's make a little bit of money, and they think it's going to be easy, and those are the people who never end up making money. The people that are serious, to put the time into learning the markets, treat it like a job, are the people that are successful. I've been doing this for over 35 years, and the people that are successful, they put a lot of time into the markets, but it pays off. It's well worth it because you have your freedom. You don't have to go work for anybody. And the nice thing about NADEX is, gosh, you could trade this, 24/5. You could trade in the middle of the night. You can come and go as you wish. That's the beauty of the 5 minutes, is because you have so many opportunities to trade the 5-minute binaries. And that's a big key, is just knowing that you have opportunities. You can't trade hourlies and expect to make the money every day because it's so difficult, because if you get hit on one trade, you don't have a whole lot of opportunities to make up for it during the day. Whereas the 5 minutes you get hit on a trade or two, you've got so many opportunities. You can come back and make your day and make it happen. So anyway, that was a tough night. So Thursday kind of continued on. I was a little bit smarter because the swings were so erratic. After getting pinched like I did the night before, I took a few trades. It was just like a repeat. I pulled out of the market, stayed on the sidelines, accepted the loss, because my thought is that if you have and this has proven to be the case, if you have a market that's very choppy in the morning, typically it's a kind of a setup for a better night. And so I figured I'd come back and do much better tonight. So I took my loss, and sure enough, Thursday, best session of the whole week. Now, keep in mind that Thursdays are really only focused for crystal ball traders, those that have paid to learn and understand the crystal ball method. It is my most powerful method. So I had a couple really things going for me. I'm going to be trading a very strong method, and I had a very choppy day. So put those two and two together. It certainly paid off. Now, the crystal ball, unlike the other, like the core strategy, doesn't get as many signals, but the signals that it does provide are very strong. And so we can add some size on some of these trades where I wouldn't just automatically do that with the core strategy. I have to look at my sequence, winning and losers, before I put on any size. So anyway, man, best night. Wish they were all like that. So I think I ended up making, not quite. Almost made up what I lost Wednesday night and Thursday morning. Fridays are usually a really tough day, but recently Fridays haven't been too bad. Now, the thing about Fridays is that you kind of know right off the beginning of the day whether it's going to be a good day or not. And I know by how my trades do. And I started off doing quite well. And so I kept trading. And I'm going to show you a chart here in a moment of some of the trades. I'm not going to show you all of them, but I'm going to show you some of the trades that I made and the charts that I share with my students. You can see how many opportunities. I mean, I didn't look at my win to loss ratio, but I had to be at least in the 90% range. Everything was just hitting. I mean, I had trades where, I mean, it was crazy that it would be against me for the first 4 minutes, and then in the last 30 seconds, it would take off and, put me into the green. It's just, it was amazing. It was a great day. Still traded. I think I stopped trading around 3. No, I think I stopped trading about 2:30. Markets closed at 3 o'clock on Friday for the NADEX. So anyway, didn't trade the last half an hour or so. It still ended up with a great day. So anyway, let's take a look. Let me just mention that once again, like I've been doing, looking at what percentage of my trades in each session was the first trade profitable, and this week not as good as I've been running, 60%. Look at Monday, both morning and night, first trades were losers, and that's kind of what this shows. Even on this day where I lost money there, you can see I had lost and made money. It was yes. So there's no correlation. There's no indication of whether the day's going to be good or not based on my first trade, is what I'm showing. But if you're a once and done guy and you come in here, 60 is kind of low. I'm usually hitting much higher than that, if you watched my last few videos. So that means the very first trade out of the gate, not trying to be real selective. First signal across the screen from 8 in the morning on is the one that I take, and those are the results. Okay, so let's take a look here at the actual chart. Okay, so this is Euro US. These are what you're going to see if you decide to join the chat room. You don't have to. You could just buy the package, learn my method, watch the videos, and trade it on your own. But when you come in the chat, you're going to see all the currency pairs, and I'm going to be drawing the arrows to let you know what is the strongest setups and what direction to trade them in, long or short. I also let you know which ones I'm taking. I usually take all of them. In this case, every single one you see here I took. I also let you know, am I buying it at what strike price, how much premium I'm getting, and of course all my trades are I stay in them till the very end. I don't get out early. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in getting in and getting out. Once I get into a trade, I am in for the remainder of that 5-minute binary. So I get out when it closes, and win or lose, that's the way I found to be the most profitable. So what this shows here, blue arrows, strongest signals, that's the one pattern that is the strongest over all the other patterns. If you see a little green, see, I don't know if there, yeah, I see a little red, also a strong signal, maybe not as strong as the blues, but these signals are very strong as well, particularly when they come right after a blue arrow. It doesn't matter whether the blue arrow was a winner or a loser. If it comes after blue arrow, I mean, it's a really strong signal. The W means I've won it. In this case, it was a buy. I did win that. And the next one was a green, was also a buy. I won that. And that's what you see here, all pretty much wins. Now, this is on the Euro US. I mean, I hit it 100%. I was trading the yen, and I looked, and I think it was running at somewhere in the 75 to 80% win ratio. And so I was trading the 4 main pairs: the euro, the Aussie, the pound, and the US yen. And all of these, whenever I had a blue arrow, I traded it, okay, live in chat. And my students were trading these, or most of them. I can't tell you they've traded all of them because they don't tell me they get in every single one of them. But I do get in them, because if it's a really strong signal, I will get into it. Also, what I do is, the beauty of what I do is, because of the way this is designed, very seldom do I have 2 losses in a row. So let's say this particular win, this blue arrow right here was a loss. Actually, it was a win, but let's assume it was a loss. Then I know that I have even a higher probability that the next one's going to be a win. Because I very, very, very seldom do I have more than a single loss in a row. Can it happen? It has happened. I've had 2 losses in a row. Very rare. And the other nice thing is once you get to the point where you can trade other pairs instead of sticking with just one, typically if one loses, I'm picking it up on the other one because the odds are that that one's not going to be having, 2 losses in a row. So diversifying a little bit does help. But starting off, particularly if you have a small account, I always recommend staying with trading the strongest signals, sticking with one pair. My favorite is the Euro US would be the one pair I want to stay with, but you could do, doesn't matter what pair you stay with because it's a sequence of trades that's the most important. And if you want to be super, super conservative, wait for a loss. I mean, today, if you're just trade the euro, you would have never had a loss in the euro, so you wouldn't have traded. I personally have to trade. So, but there's nothing wrong with that if you have a small account. It's okay to miss a day. And come in with an objective. Don't trade all day like I do. Come in with an objective. You've seen the free fundamental video. You know that you should set an objective during the day. Come in. Once you meet it, you stop trading. That's it. Just walk away and enjoy the rest of your day. But you don't have to sit in front of these screens all day like I do. I do, obviously, because I run this chat room. So that's going to be it for this week. We'll be back next week. I am going to be putting out some information on a pattern that I found in the FT100s. It is based on the hourly. I'm not an hourly guy. I trade 5 minutes. But I think it's a good pattern. I think it's something that would help you if you are like to trade the hourlies. I think that you would enjoy this particular pattern. I've run it over, it's close to 80 some days so far, almost 90 days. I want to get to 100, and then I'll release the statistics and release it to anybody that's interested. So if you are interested, just go to my website, binaryprostrategies.com, and shoot me an email, or you can send it direct to Ken at binaryprostrategies.com. And I'll be sure to get you a copy of it. Also, within the next week or two, I am going to be doing a live Q&A. You're going to have a chance to come on, ask me some questions. Also going to be throwing out some trades so you can kind of take a look at my strategy and see how it does. That's it. If you like these videos, as always, please give me a thumbs up so I know I need to continue to do this. Be sure to get on my mailing. I only send out 2 emails a week. I'm not going to hit you with a bunch of emails. You could do that the same way. Just go to my website, provide me with your email, and I'll keep you updated on any new developments. Plus, by subscribing to this channel, you're going to be the first to have access to any new or free videos that I put out. And my goal is to do a lot more of those free videos and give you guys some more information to help your trading, whether you're trading with me or not. I've got some really good information that would be... Nobody else trades like I do this. I have a very unique strategy. I don't use indicators, if you know that. But everything is unique. Nothing that I have here you're going to find in a book. I promise you that. There's nothing that you will find on the internet. There's nothing you will find in a book because I've seen them all. And nobody trades like I trade. That's a big key to my success is because I am not following the crowd. If you want to follow the crowd, use indicators. Everybody else is doing it, and we know that over 99% of the people lose money. So that tells you something right there. So anyway, you got to be different than the crowd. So once again, that's it. Everybody have a great week. Any questions, leave them below. I'll come back later and answer those for you. Besides that, hope you all do well in your trading, and we'll do our next recap next week. Take care. Okay, so if you're interested in learning exactly how I do this, I do offer 2 different packages. And the way this is set up is that if you want to learn about the core strategy package, now that isn't going to include all the videos. You're going to get full access to all my training videos and educational material. You're going to get full disclosure of the core strategy, which I use a lot, particularly the single and double continuation patterns. The majority of all the results that you see on my daily returns is going to be based off of those two patterns. Okay. I also do trade the delta pattern, and I also will show you how to use the nibble strategy. The nibble strategy is designed to catch very short-term trades, and I'll show you exactly how to use that in combination with some of the other core patterns. Also, how to transition from demo to a live account. This is very important. That video is also included. As you know, it's also available on YouTube for free. But how to transition from a demo to a live account is very important. Something you need to watch. Don't just jump in and start trading in a live account. You want to learn the strategy, and you want to make sure that you're profitable. I'd say at least 9 out of every 10 days. And then when you get ready to transition to a live account, please watch the video, because there's some really good steps on how to make that transition. Also, when you purchase the package, you're going to get a 1 hour personal training with me. So you and I will do a one-on-one, and I'll make sure that you fully understand everything and how it works. Now, this package is designed to pretty much purchase and go if you wish. You can purchase, watch everything, and go out and trade on your own. Now, if you want to learn about the core strategy, plus the crystal ball, basically you're getting everything in here. You're getting the core strategy, but you're also going to get the you're going to learn the crystal ball method. That's something that's available. That's a video that is not available online. That's something you and I will once again sit down and go through and make sure you fully understand it. Now, if you decide that you want to go just with the core strategy and learn the crystal ball at some point, I'll just charge you the difference between the core strategy price and then the full price that includes the crystal ball. So I'll just charge you the difference between the two. Okay, so these are designed to basically purchase, learn them, and then go and do your own trading and so forth. Now, if you wish to join me live as I trade live every day, which I highly suggest, because what I do is I also, not only do I share my charts, but I show you where I'm getting in, where I'm getting out, what strike, what price, why I'm doing it, what I'm seeing in the market. It's well worth it, and that's only going to be $50. Okay, so if you want to, once again, if you just want to learn these on your own, you can purchase the package and move on. If you want to learn the package and then also join my live trading room, chat room, then that's just $50 a month, and that's $50 reoccurring as long as you want to stay. There's no time limit, so if you want to stay 2 months, 3 months, a year, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just $50 a month. Okay, so if you're interested, you want to go to binaryprostrategies.com, and in there under Join Now, you're click on that little button. It'll pop up. You'll see this, and you can go ahead and purchase one of these two packages, and or if you're a reoccurring member, you can go ahead and join the monthly if you're not already part of the chat room. So any questions, as always, you can always get a hold of me by going to the website. My phone number's there, email address, and so forth. So if you like to do that, feel free to give me a call. I'll be glad to answer any of your questions before you make a decision. But everything I teach is fully disclosed. I'm not holding anything back. I am here to educate. I'm not a signal provider. That doesn't do you any good by me just giving you my signals. I'm here to teach you how I see the signals, and I want you to learn them as well and be able to identify them as well as I do. And then, this way you are free to trade on your own. You don't need me around all the time. But for those that like to stay in the chat room and trade with us live every day, that's always an option as well. So that's it. Thanks once again for watching my video, and you'll have a great day.